it's great for Partick Thistle. Obviously, huge commiserations for Lee Doolan and his Ayr United side, but this Partick Thistle side deserves so much credit.
They do. What a performance, not just tonight, throughout the playoffs. James and I were speaking about that just off air, how difficult it normally is for a fourth place team to go and qualify and you know, get through the playoffs. We know it's not been done before, but the form that this Partick Thistle side are showing just now, real guts, real determination, real quality. There's a belief within the group. It looks to me like there's a mentality there that they really do believe that they can kick on. There was a ruthless nature about them tonight, and I thought the way that they've handled the pressure of the tie, the manner in which they were coming here tonight with that lead, but just their structure throughout has been so good. Goals all over the pitch again tonight. They really forced Ayr United into really just having to accept the fact that this game was well and truly out of touch, and they've given their fans just real quality and something to be proud of tonight. It's fantastic. You know, we've covered the championship. You asked me that at half time, you know, how good it's been in the moments that we've had. Partick Thistle have been a huge part of that, and they continue with that tonight.
Certainly have. It's been a wonderful trip to the seaside for everyone associated with Partick Thistle. James, this championship season felt like it was crying out for a team to really grasp it by the scruff of the neck in terms of form. And Dundee would eventually win the title, of course, but one defeat in the last 17 matches from this Partick Thistle side. The form they're in, it's quite incredible. The momentum that they have right now, you know, must be ominous for the likes of Kilmarnock or Ross County.
Yeah, and if you add to the fact it's Kris Doolan's first gig as a manager, to get that consistency of performance and result, they score goals for fun, they're solid defensively, they're such a well-balanced team, and for them to continue those levels of performance week on week is remarkable, really. They go into the playoff final, whoever they get, in brilliant form, and I'm sure the teams at home watching this who could be in the playoff will be looking, thinking they're in for a real tough two-legged fixture against a very good side. It's one I'm really looking forward to.
Plenty of top players in that Partick Thistle side. Two of them, Scott Tiffoney and Stevie Lawless, have joined Amy.
First off, gents, congratulations getting through. Scott, we'll start with yourself. Two goals tonight. Can you remember them both? Can you talk us through them both?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to score 2 goals. The first goal, great counter-attack for Fitzy, fine in the box. And then the second one, pretty similar, so I'm absolutely over the moon.
And Stevie Lawless, you just wanted to get in on the act too, yeah?
Yeah, listen, I don't think I played great tonight, to be honest. I thought it was a team performance, we've done really well. The goal at Rangers put aside and the kick for me, but so it was good to get the goal, but more happy to get the win for the team.
The manager said pre-match, Stevie, that this had to be treated like a 0-0 game. You totally forgetting about the 3 goals scored last week. So getting that early goal, how important was that?
Yeah, listen, that's exactly right. We didn't want to come out of this game with any complacency, because we know if we did that and gave them any sort of lift, it would have been a tough night for us. So we just tried to take it a game at a time and come out of the game, nothing each, an old cliche, but start the game like that, and hopefully our performance would have been enough, and that ended up being the case.
Scott, how do you keep that concentration though, having to make this approach that it is a 0-0 game when you know deep down you do have that 3-goal advantage?
Yeah, I think it's good experience in the dressing room, just keeping reminding us that we need to keep going. Most importantly, we need to build momentum now for the final, so we're looking forward to it.
And that's exactly what Thistle have done, got the momentum, 15 goals over these playoffs so far. It's ideal form to be going into this playoff final, isn't it?
Yeah, look, we're playing well at the moment, but we know we've got a couple of big games coming up. We're going to be the underdogs, but in the dressing room we don't see it that way, so we can't wait.
And record breakers, that's what Thistle will need to be, Stevie, if they want to go up, because no fourth place side have ever done that. Do you have any slight favourites who you would maybe take on in this playoff final?
I don't think so. I don't think we as a club or as a team think about that. We're obviously in this position because we deserve to be there. I think we've got more than enough to go and cause some problems to the Premiership team, so we've done our job getting there. Let's see if we can go all the way.
All the very best tonight, guys. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Cheers, thank you very much.
2 top players for Partick Thistle. Scott Tiffoney in particular, James McFadden. How key a player will he be for Partick Thistle when it comes to the final now?
I think he'll be massive, but as Stevie Lawless says, it's about how the team performs. It allows these players, Scott Tiffoney in particular, to go and show what he can do. I think, you know, you would normally say when you're missing a player of Stuart Bannigan's quality, it would disrupt the side. It's not Kyle Turner's dropped in at a deeper position. It's freed up Scott Tiffoney to go and, you know, go wherever he wants, because he's got players in Fitzpatrick, Brian Graham, Stevie Lawless, Turner behind him that will find him if he's in space. He's non-stop running, he's a threat. You see when he picks up the ball, the defenders are terrified of him because they know he can jink, he can twist and turn, and he's got that pace, and to pop up with 2 goals, being in the right place at the right time, phenomenal for him tonight.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of these players recently, obviously. In your mind, these are players, Stevie Lawless, Scott Tiffoney, that can do damage against Premiership opposition?
Absolutely, of course they can. Yeah, and I said that, the word belief, and that is so important when you're this Partick Thistle side now that will go into the playoff final against Premiership opposition. These players that have seen it and done it before, they know what these players will be all about, and they've had an opportunity in these games because of the way that Kris Doolan's organised the group and the game plan that he's had, that they've been able to go and express themselves. Goals are a big thing in any game, and the fact that Partick Thistle, particularly over these 2 games, have kept clean sheets and scored a barrel load in the 8 goals, it's outrageous. And this will be the continuation. Now the game plan might change slightly, and become slightly different depending on the opposition. But that middle to front and the ruthlessness that Partick Thistle have shown and the quality of the players that you mentioned, Jonathan, won't change.
In terms of the forward play, the attacking play from Partick Thistle, we can see it for ourselves, James. It's hugely impressive at this moment. Obviously, there is a step up in opposition for most sides in the Premiership. What would be the question marks about this Partick Thistle side when it comes to the playoff final for you?
Well, I think it's the step up in quality opposition. Depending on who they play, you would expect, you're looking at Kilmarnock and Ross County being the ones. I know people have mentioned Ayr United. For me, 8 goals is too much for them to turn round. But, the strike power they have, the firepower that these 2 teams have, that will be different for them to deal with. But I think that Kris Doolan, Partick Thistle, will be thinking about what they can do and how they can play the game. Well-balanced side, good in defence and attack, also in the midfield, very strong. So they're a tough proposition for whoever they face.
Absolutely. Let's look at the 4th Partick Thistle goal. Stevie Lawless talking about how he didn't have a very good game, but, it's still got the 4th goal. It would end 5-0 on the night, Leanne. Yeah,
it's pretty modest because I think over the 2 games as well, perhaps tonight he fell below the standard that he set for himself, but he's a team player, Stevie Lawless, and his work rate is tireless for the team, so it was good for him to get on the score sheet. And the fact, as I mentioned at half-time as well, the numbers inside the penalty area, yes, there's a player advantage and you can probably afford to a point to go and gamble a bit more, but this has been the theme that Partick Thistle have created in those numbers, and Lawless being part of that as well, and it was a tidy finish, real cool, calm and composed.
Not having his best game, from his point of view.
Yeah.
Times there's 3 men on him. Yeah. So he's attracting the bodies to him, but what he's doing is using his intelligence. So he's laying it off, and other players are having an effect because he's outnumbered. Yeah. But his intelligence is allowing others to go and perform. It might not be eye-catching, but it's still a good performance.
He's a top player, and Partick Thistle have produced another top performance, and we must say congratulations once again to the Partick Thistle manager Kris Doolan, who I'm delighted to say has joined us. Kris, yes, congratulations. What did you make of your team's performance tonight? Another emphatic victory.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a statement of the way we want to play, how good we can be, and what's coming. So that's how we've approached every single game. We've not sat back. We've came into the playoffs strong. And we'll get stronger as the games go on. You look at the fans back and everybody here, that only gives the players more energy. And you see time after time, guys like Stevie Lawless. Lawless is playing as good now as he did 10 years ago when we won the championship. He's still doing the same things. He's still a top player for us. And fans appreciate that as well.
Absolutely. And your team plays this effervescent attacking football, so much confidence in the side at the moment. Scott Tiffoney, such a huge player, and just great attacking play throughout the team. We can see the goal right now.
Yeah, of course. Tiffoney does this day in, day out in training. He's that type of player. He's such a threat, and on the counter attack he can be frightening. And I think that's the key for us. As soon as they can turn the ball over and we can find them, we know Tiffoney can finish. But we've got pace all over the place. Fitzpatrick here, Tiffany's probably the only one that can keep up with him. So Tiffany's the one who can get in the box. Everybody else is scampering to get in. Great pass across, and it's a great finish.
I'll let Leanne and James have a quick word with you in a second, Kris, but I just wanted to talk about this continuity that you've got on your side. It's the same 11 week in, week out, and you'll be so delighted that you're managing to steer clear of injury at the moment and just keeping the guys ticking over and producing performance after performance.
Yeah, of course, we have to manage that. We have to manage the training loads that they go through and to make sure they're at their best. But, when you score goals, you feel great. And I think that as players, when you're winning, your legs don't feel tired. But if you're getting beat, and you're getting beat convincingly, that's what saps the energy out of you. But from our players, they're getting stronger because, if you're scoring goals and you're winning games, you feel great.
Yeah.
How much stick did you get off of Big Brian when you took him off?
That was the first thing he said. The game's now opening up. What you take me off for? Probably exactly what I would have said as a striker, being taken off, because you understand that it's down to 10 men. But we've got to rest the big man's legs. He's not exactly a spring chicken anymore, but he's such a big player for us. Even on an off day, Brian will still cause carnage for defenders.
You're about the same age, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, we probably are, and I feel every bit as old, if not older now. But I thoroughly what even Brian's not having the best game. He occupies defenders. He's a big physical presence, and they know that he can finish. Given half a chance, he'll get your goal.
Kris, Friday night football normally means a Saturday with the feet up, but I'm assuming tomorrow won't be that for you. Is it preparation, looking ahead to who you might face?
Yeah, of course, and it probably allows us to now go and watch. For once, it's not us that's playing. We get to go and watch and see who will face us. But I'm sure they'll have been here tonight. I'm sure they'll have guys from both sides will have been here tonight, and I'm pretty sure that they'll go away, understanding that the way we're coming to play against them, regardless of which team it is, we'll come and play in that manner, because that's how we play best.
Let's have a look at the third goal as well, Kris. It's just another example of the sort of interplay between these players who know each other now so well.
Yeah, and I just think, we pass the ball out. As soon as they go down to 10 men, we can move them side to side. There's space, but Jack McMillan cuts a perfect ball across, and Tiffoney does everything that you'd expect. He gets across people, and he just cushions it in the bottom corner. But it's a great team goal. Again, I think a lot of the goals that we score, if you tracked it back, are good team goals. It's not just an individual solo effort. There's a process to it, and we speak about that. There's a process to scoring a goal. If the process breaks down at whatever part of your build-up play, nobody scores. But if everybody looks after the ball, when you get to the final third, then you can finish it, because the chances will be there.
What are the key things that you're thinking about in terms of facing Premiership opposition? Yes, Premiership opposition who will be finishing second bottom, low on confidence, but and also, who would you prefer to face?
Yeah, Jonathan, I've been in that position as the Premiership side where you're coming out this season where you've been used to losing, and losing becomes a habit. But the flip side of that, as I tell our players, is winning is a habit, and winning breeds winning. We've set up a winning environment, we've created a winning environment, and they continue to build that winning environment day in, day out, because even in training, our boys compete like that, and that's what it takes. You can't just turn it on a Saturday or a Friday night. You have to train like that as well.
Can you believe that it's come to this, Kris? I mean, you took over as caretaker. Your first match was against Ayr United. It was a 1-0 victory, and then since then it's just been a case of 17 matches, just the one defeat.
Yes.
How do you sum it up?
It's hard work, to be honest. There's a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes, not just for myself, but the players as well, the staff. Everybody has to chip in. At Partick Thistle, we're not blessed with millions of pounds to go and get loads of staff. People have to dig in and help each other, and we ask players to do that as well. You ask them to be professional, look after their bodies, especially in the playoffs. You've got to look after yourself physically and mentally, but I've said to players before, if you come into the playoffs, you've got to be positive. You don't want to come into the playoffs and be negative and sit back and see what happens. You take the game by the scruff of the neck, and that's what we'll do in the very next game as well.
Well, Kris, congratulations. It's been a fantastic effort, and we'll be watching the playoff final with huge interest. Highlights, of course, on the BBC. One of those key players for Partick Thistle has, of course, been the captain, Ross Docherty. He's joined Amy.
Ross, first off, congratulations. How proud are you of your group of players?
Yeah, massively proud. I think we had to do a professional job tonight after a good result last week. Knew coming down here it would be hard, the crowd would be right behind them, and I thought it was a very professional performance.
Getting that early goal as well, that was so crucial, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was massive. I think it just kind of settled us down. It was kind of eachy-peachy before that, and once we scored, I thought we were pretty comfortable. Obviously, the sending off kind of dampens them a bit and kind of kills it off, but we've got to still be professional after that and to go and score the amount of goals that we did, then it's obviously huge for us going into the final.
And what does it say about the mentality and the focus of the side that not only were they able to come into this game having that 3-0 cushion but treating it like a 0-0, but then even today when you do have that clear advantage, they still keep going and see the game out so professionally?
Yeah, I think that I said it the other day. I think we had to be professional. I think we've got a lot of experience in our team and we had to use that, and I think we did tonight. Obviously, as I say, the sending off kind of turns the game a wee bit, but I thought we were comfortable even before that. So it was all about being professional tonight, and I think we showed that in abundance, and obviously showed our quality in the final third as well, which you're delighted to get a few goals.
How pleasing is it to give a performance and a result like this as well to the amazing travelling fans out here tonight?
Oh, it was huge. Obviously, we kind of thanked them at the end, but you can't really thank them enough. They've been excellent. They've been excellent most of the season, the last couple of years even, but the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks they've really came
came to the fore. I think with them behind us, we can only improve and we can only go up the way. And whoever's going to face us in the final is going to have a hard game against us.